Soldier or a troop. It's too late for excuse. I think it's shock treatment.
The Governor General
I believe that there's greatness in each and every one of you. Anybody believe they got greatness on the inside of them? You got to believe that. Believe that with all your heart, regardless of what people tell you. You hear what I say, little man? Believe in yourself. Believe that you could be anybody that you want to be. My story is just like Dr. Wells' own. One of my teachers told me I was never going to amount to be nothing. But I got to watch this teacher eat every one of those negative words that she spoke over me because she was a liar. Today, I've already written 3 books. I got a next book dropping in the next month. Next month, I'll have like my masterpiece out. But if I had listened to the teacher, that wasn't going to happen. Here's what I learned. Another person's opinion about you does not have to become your reality. Say that with me. Another person's opinion about me does not have to become my reality. That's the truth. Nobody could determine your destiny but you. You become the sum total of the choices that you make. Somebody once told me that you keep on thinking the way you always thought, then you keep on getting what you always got. If you don't get something different, then you got to do something different. You don't get something that you never had before, then you got to do something that you never did. I live in my dream, trust me. When I go home, I can cut on the air condition. When I go in the parking lot, I can hop in a Mercedes Jeep. And I just get one, I got 2. You see what I'm saying? But then if I had listened to my teacher tell me I was never going to amount to be nothing, I wouldn't be where I am. I was going to believe that lie and never discover the truth. I'm here to tell you, anytime somebody tell you something negative about you, believe there's the devil. How much of y'all know the devil is a liar? So if a liar tell you something, what you believe? The opposite of what the liars tell you. So anytime somebody come and they speak something negative over your life, just look at them, say, look at this devil trying to get me off track. Just like Pastor just told you, the Bible says that you are wonderfully and fearfully made. We are awesome privilege. I want y'all to take this as a stepping stone, build on that, and do some great things.
Soldier or a troop. It's too late for excuse.
The new Solomon store opened up downtown. You spoke about EY. EY opened its office here in Freeport. It probably has about maybe 25 to 30 persons here at the moment. The intent is to grow that within 12 months to 100 persons. Carnival, they are presently doing a dredging exercise, probably at least $30 million dredging exercise at this time. The dredging should be done by April, and hopefully we can have some vertical construction maybe 2 months after that, because they have to use the dredging material to build the line up 10 to 15 feet, and then after that is done, then vertical construction will happen. Six Senses is a very high-end brand that has agreed to brand and operate a hotel mixed-use complex, residential hotel complex. This group leading the charge, the developer leading the charge, is called the Weller Group. That is probably going to be a $200 million investment on a 30-acre parcel of land out east by the Lucine Waterway. Right now, they're going through planning stages, and we anticipate for vertical construction to happen the early part of next year.
Okay. Right. Exquisite Yachts.
Yes.
Are they moving forward with their plans as well?
Yeah, they're moving forward. I think they started construction already to that property. But there are a number of different transactions that are happening now as well. We have the Port Lakai Resort site under contract, and the Port Lakai Marina under contract. That is probably going to be a $50 million combined deal. The redevelopment of the existing harbor, and another major cruise line has partnered with one that has made this information public, so that's going to probably be at least another $200 million deal. We also have phase 2 of the medical school. That will probably start within the next 2 months. That's $20 to $25 million. There's a second phase to the downtown renovations going on. Yeah, so that's probably another $4.5 to $5 million that's going to happen. Then we have a Bahamian group, I think it's called Bahamas Minerals and Manufacturing. And they're going to get involved in the manufacturing of pipes, PVC pipes. That's about a $10 million transaction. Then we have a high-end development. It's the Stanginger Group.
Right.
So they plan to build at least 22, 23 very, very high-end properties and create an island-type setting. That is probably going to be a $20 million project. So we have a number of these projects people don't see yet, but they're happening.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Coming up in the news, the Deputy Prime Minister making announcements on the Grand Bahama International Airport and Grand Lucayan Hotel. Plus, the Minister for Grand Bahama highlights Grand Bahama's economic recovery. And initiatives are being implemented to control food prices. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you so much for tuning in. Topping news tonight, the Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, on Grand Bahama with a speaking engagement today. The DPM officially opening the annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook. The one-day event held at the Grand Lucayan Hotel Thursday morning. Our Raven Davis was there and filed this report.
The 24th annual Grand Bahama Business Outlook, bringing together an array of industry leaders and investors here at the Grand Lucayan Resort. Held under the theme Forward, Upward, Onward Together, the event encapsulating projects afoot and those being considered for Grand Bahama's revival. Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, the Honorable I. Chester Cooper, says his office is coordinating with the relevant stakeholders to facilitate a holistic approach to restoring Grand Bahama. Highlighting the urgency of finding a buyer for the Grand Lucayan Resort, Cooper revealing that Lucayan Renewal Holdings has recently received 3 credible offers for the resort.
We are committed to completing the best possible transaction for the Bahamian people. The key is to have the resort redeveloped and the full complement of construction and operational staff employed. The key is to ascertain developmental or developing financing.
The DPM says one of the critical factors in getting the resort sold is to have a world-class airport on the island. To that end, he says government recently entered an agreement with 3 companies to design, operate, and maintain the Grand Bahama International Airport.
Subject to final designs, this is expected to be an investment of $200 million in that range, and this investment will begin its preliminary works this quarter, this month, March. The airport will consist of 2 phases, which are expected to generate 1,200 construction jobs consistently over the next 5 years. 90% of these jobs will be reserved for Bahamians.
With those major developments underway, a brand new project is also in the pipeline for West Grand Bahama.
And that is Eden Hotel and Resorts. Eden is a $300 million project to develop an eco-resort community and sustainable farm for aquaculture and agricultural production on 93 acres of waterfront in West Grand Bahama. Eden is already in the process of purchasing the 93-acre waterfront property.
Now, attendees also hearing from several panelists who offered insightful comments on the way forward for the island.
Grand Bahama needs an overall vision of where we are going. apart from desiring success, something we all want, we still need to be presented with a master plan and for the ultimate direction that this island ought to go in its development.
We need to have investor confidence. We need to have residents' confidence. We need to have the world's confidence in our product, in our process, in our ownership, in our direction, management, and where we live and how we live.
Grand Bahama has, 50,000 persons, infrastructure for 250,000, but yet very much underutilized. So how do we intend to achieve this critical mass? I spoke about focusing on tourism-related products, like new cruise experiences, arrival experiences, and new immigration policies and initiatives.
A subsequent question and answer period providing the opportunity for persons to have their concerns addressed. The event was hosted by the TCL Group and Cable Bahamas Business Solutions to mark the country's 50th anniversary of independence. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Thanks, Raven. Now, while at the Grand Bahama Business Outlook event, Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, noting this island's ongoing recovery and referenced a number of major projects.
The island is awakened. Construction is on the rise. Airlift and cruise calls have increased. The new cruise port is happening. Downtown is busy for the first time in over 20 years. So we can honestly say that our economy is improving.
Moxie adding that after much hardship, she understands that despite efforts, progress may still seem too slow. She contends, however, that the Davis-Cooper administration is strategically focused on rescuing the economy and brought to the fore progress being made to the Carnival Cruise Port.
For the Carnival Grand Port, the clear and grub has been completed. Dredge is in progress at 60%, with completion expected on the 1st of May 2023. The pier design and build is pending award this month.
In other news, good news for the health sector on Grand Bahama, as Doctors Hospital is continuing with a multi-million-dollar expansion that includes a world-class hospital, which is expected to provide quality and accessible care to the public. Jolanda Thompson-Everest reports.
The $20 million project is expected to open its doors in the coming weeks, and while Doctors Hospital is known for its high-quality service, the Chief Financial Officer Dennis DeVoe says that this is a public hospital ready to serve the community with a grade A standard and comprehensive care.
It's a $20 million commitment in construction. We obviously know that construction invariably involves challenges, and so we're projecting that sometime over the next 12 to 15 months that we will see the full opening of the hospital. It's about 52,000 square feet of new medical facility space that needs to be certainly retrofitted and built up to an international standard. We expect 10 emergency room bays covering over 5,000 square feet, and so that hospital can certainly handle any level of acute incident on the island of Grand Bahama.
DeVoe reveals the project construction phase and what can be expected in the following week.
The design and all of the construction planning is now complete. We have begun the exterior construction. One of the things that has to happen in a hospital, certainly that provides surgeries, is the delivery of sterilized equipment. And so we're now constructing an exterior building that's going to manage what we call central sterilization and storage. And that building is now being constructed as we speak. Persons certainly can expect firm stakeholder engagement from us. One of the ideas that we're contemplating is having monthly standing town halls on site with the community, just to talk about what we're doing. We view this as a community hospital, certainly state-of-the-art, high quality and world-class, but ultimately a hospital that is embedded in the community for the people of Grand Bahama.
A groundbreaking ceremony was recently held, which he believes speaks to their commitment.
So there are two core messages that Doctors Hospital believes are important. The first one is that we are comprehensive in our service offering. We started with primary care product in 8 Mile Rock, taking over the former practice of Dr. Kavala and continuing on what was a 30-year legacy of commitment to that community. And we've recently announced our plans to open an urgent care center right downtown Freeport on West Mall Drive. And I think the second message then is commitment. We are here here, and we intend, with our comprehensive offering, to serve this community.
The Chief Financial Officer says that persons can expect a firm stakeholder monthly town hall meeting to engage more with the community. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Julanda Thompson Everest.
Well, price gouging, a concern for members of Price Control Commission. The issue was addressed during the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press conference today. Shashina Wolf-Farquharson reports.
Mom and pop stores are said to be the businesses that are usually in violation when it comes to inflation. That revelation coming during the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing. As inflation becomes a global challenge, the Department of Consumer Affairs and Consumer Protection is now placing additional price control officers throughout Family Islands with additional support in Abaco. This move comes at a time when concerns continue to mount about price gouging on that northern island since the passage of Hurricane Dorian.
You're looking at, especially at Abaco, because of the size of the island, that's one of the priorities. We're trying to get at least 2 price inspectors up there.
So just what are these officers looking for when visiting local stores?
Generally, when we go to the grocery stores, we introduce ourselves and we have a list of price control items that we check on a daily basis, and subsequent to that, we have an extended list. Over the past few months, you would have heard that there were 38 additional items added to the extended list. So we do a markup of 25% on those items as well. We check for labeling, we check for price policies, store policies, a variety of different things, but those are the main things that we check for.
And those who repeatedly break the law can be subjected to a $5,000 fine or even jail time not exceeding 6 months. Senior Supervisor of the Consumer Protection Unit, LaVey Darling, also sharing with consumers that they have many rights, as he gave this example.
When we go into a store, if a store is found to be in breach, we take note of it, we bring that to their attention, and we ask them on the spot to rectify whatever breach has been committed. And if not, a warning is given, and we document it. We have them sign acknowledging of the breach, and we send our complaints to the next level.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shashina Wolf-Farquharson.
In other news, a number of men remain wanted by the Criminal Investigations Department on a number of alleged criminal offenses. And also, there are many persons that are still missing here on Grand Bahama. Asha Quant has the details in this report.
The Criminal Investigation Department is still on the hunt for many persons on a number of matters. The first, alleged murderer Kenrick Hanna, remains wanted by police. Hanna was accused of the murder of Monet Darville in 2019. His last known whereabouts was in the nation's capital and is of dark brown complexion, muscular, 5 feet 10 inches tall, 210 pounds, with tattoos on his arm, leg, and chest. Jamal Mizik, alias Bookie, is still on the run. He's wanted for breach of ankle monitor and witness tampering. His last known address is Jonestown, 8 Mile Rock. Mizik is 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighing 210 pounds, dark brown complexion, medium built with black colored hair. On the matter of possession of an unlicensed firearm, Lawrence Bevins remains wanted by CID officers. He weighs 160 pounds, is 6 feet 1 inch tall, dark brown complexion, slim built, and black hair. Bevins' last known address is number 23 Duke Drive. CID officers are also looking for Joe Tico Michael Newbold, alias Slick or Tico, of number 202 St. Albans Place, Lucaya. Tico weighs 150 pounds, is 5 feet 9 inches tall, medium brown complexion, medium built, dark brown eyes, and black hair. Wanted for murder is 30-year-old Jimmy Belfort of Dundas Town, Abaco. He is 5 feet 7 inches tall, weighs 145 pounds, dark brown complexion, medium built, and black hair. Emmanuel D'Angelo Barnaby is wanted by CID officers for stealing by reason of service. Barnaby is from Bacardi Road, Nassau. His height, weight, and eye color are all unknown. However, he is of brown complexion, medium built, and has a tattoo on the left side of his face. CID officers on Grand Bahama want to question 26-year-old Ashton D'Angelo Major in connection with fraud. Major is a resident of Freeport with brown complexion. And lastly, 28-year-old Reynold Louis Smith of number 5, Cadney Lane, Freeport, is still wanted. There is limited information about Smith. Meantime, the search continues for a number of persons reported missing. Police say still no leads for 56-year-old Stephanie Chisholm, who was last spotted in August of 2022 by family members. Chisholm stands 5 feet, 5 inches tall, weighs 130 pounds, has dark brown complexion. She is slim built and has black hair. She has also been diagnosed with schizophrenia. Then the search continues for 61-year-old Neville Wilson Cartwright of number 21 Malibu Drive. He stands 5 feet 10 inches tall, weighs 168 pounds, has light brown complexion, slim built, with a medium-style haircut. In October of 2022, Shaquille Hakeem Ferguson of Hebrontown, 8 Mile Rock, was last seen in a dinghy boat in the area of Lovers Beach, 8 Mile Rock, clad in a gray Hanes brief and a multicolored scarf around his waist. The young man stands 6 feet tall, weighs 190 pounds, dark brown complexion, short dreadlocks, slim built with dark brown eyes. 46-year-old Elton Miller Wright from West Grand Bahama is still missing. According to his loved ones, he was last seen the morning he left at the ramp in West End to go fishing but never returned. And most recently, Haisel Roach was last seen in September of 2022. The 44-year-old is 6 feet, 1 inch tall, weighs 150 pounds, has an afro style, is of black complexion, has dark brown eyes and black hair. Reports indicate that Roach has no fixed address. If you have any information or leads on the whereabouts of any of these persons, you are urged to contact the nearest police station. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Azure Quant.
March 18th to 25th, Dolly Madison Home Center is having a huge 15% off sale on Whirlpool and GE refrigerator. Whether you're redecorating, building, or need a replacement, Whirlpool and GE refrigerator offer advanced cooling technology and come with a 3-month warranty. From classic white to sleek stainless steel, Dolly's got the perfect fridge at 15% off March 18th to 25th. Pizza Hut Freeport has the perfect deal for you. Order a large one-topping pizza, 5 cheesy breadsticks, and a 2-liter drink for just $24.70 with that. Choose your favorite topping and enjoy our fan-favorite cheesy breadsticks with an ice-cold 2-liter drink. Available at Pizza Hut for delivery, carry-out, and curbside. Order today. Call us at 352-9191. Pizza Hut Freeport.
Grand Bahama Stepping Out is now online. Visit their website. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. Find them in Nassau at the top of the hill, Mackey Street. Call 394-7100 or WhatsApp 727-9098. Stepping out. Women of Grand Bahama, take control of your health and wellness. Join Let's Talk Women's Group on April 1st at the Old Bahama Bay Hotel. Guest speakers, informative seminars, and more. Call 441-6311 for info. See you there.
Come and see the cabinets and countertops in stock now at Specialty Kitchen and Bath. Number 16 Oak Street, phone 688-9661. Experience Latin Night March 18th at Bar Blue next to Bell Channel Inn. Enjoy and unwind with drinks and food specials at Freeport's most stylish pub on the water. Bahama Port Authority and the Grand Bahama Artist Community presents Art Lakaya, a 4-day showcase of Grand Bahamian talent, March 23rd through 26th at Rand Nature Center, Port Lakaya Marketplace, and Garden of the Groves. Reserve your tickets at events.gbpa.com/Art Lakaya.
List your home in Grand Bahama with H.G. Christie. Visit their new office in the Port Lucaya Marketplace. H.G. Christie, celebrating over 100 years of service.
On your marks, get set, go!
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the most highly anticipated track meet of the year. Island Relays Bahamas. It all begins Friday, March 17th at 4 p.m. and climaxes on Saturday, March 18th at 9 a.m. at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, featuring 6 universities. University of Oklahoma, University of Arizona, Texas A&M University, University of the Bahamas, University of South Carolina, and Vanderbilt University. Calling all corporations to join the Corporate Challenge. Tickets are just $10 for ages 16 and over and $5 for kids. On March 17th and 18th, Island Relays Bahamas is the event you don't want to miss. Contact 439-6161 or email info@islandrelaysbahamas.com for more information. In lieu with Island Relays Bahamas, take part in all activities at Pirates Cove, March 18th. Proceeds go to the Red Cross.
Phoenix Fitness is basically people helping people, rising from the ashes. So anybody, doesn't matter who you are, doesn't matter whether you're in shape, out of shape, or whatever, Phoenix is a place where you can come and find love, comfort, and health and strength. We do general training. If you just want to lose weight, you want to tune up, you want to build up your endurance, whatever it is that you want, we can provide you with. You can come in and get a good workout. We have personal training. We have multivitamins. We have superfoods, lots of protein, grains, fibers. We have your Super B complex. We have your omega-3s. We have a wide variety of apparel, such as workout shoes. We have socks. We have tights for females and males. We have bags. We have gloves, bands. We have knee wraps. We have wrist wraps. We have belts, back braces. We're located at the Seahorse Plaza, #1. Our hours of operation are 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. Monday to Friday, and Saturdays at 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Our contact number is 821-0947, and we're on Instagram at Phoenix Fitness Bahamas.
Your #1 news team covering the North. Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. It's now time for a check on sports with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jay Philippe and welcome to Sports. Island Relay is expected to begin this weekend at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex.
We'll have the University of South Carolina, the University of Arizona, the University of Oklahoma, and Vanderbilt. And then on Thursday, we have our very own, the University of the Bahamas. They're coming over to join us on Thursday here in Grand Bahama. So, you know, this is an event that's been 4 years in the making.
It's been an exciting time planning and bringing everything together for this event. That is going to be a phenomenal event for Grand Bahama. Of course, you know, the Island Relay is bringing, you know, hundreds of people to our shores. The first of those hundreds arrived today. So that means hotel rooms are being filled, you know, food is being purchased there in our restaurants, they're moving around, and so it's going to impact the economy of Grand Bahama in a significant way. Switching gears now from the track to the road, ZNS Healthy Lifestyle 24th Annual Fun Run Walk is set for Saturday, March 25th at 6 a.m.
On the route, we'll start here at the Harold the Gregory Complex. We'll go north toward the airport roundabout, travel back south on the mall, finish in front of ZNS. At the Harold the Gregory Complex, like they mentioned, you have to come in and register, and the importance of having this event return is important, especially in this time, because, you know, there are a lot of people who actually want to live healthy lifestyles, be active and stuff like that, and this is one of those initiatives that kind of jumpstart that, you know.
And finally, in sports, a number of Bahamians played for Great Britain this week at the World Baseball Classic. Great Britain finished with a 1-3 record, playing out of Pool C. One of the bright spots was Chavez Young from Grand Bahama.
It is a joy watching you play. The passion that you have, Chavez, where does that come from?
When you tell your kids the first thing, you know, always have fun, right? I mean, it's the same thing. I think that's the biggest tool. It's just on a brighter stage, and I think if you forget or have fun, this game is already difficult. So let's not make it more difficult. Have fun, relax, play the game.
In Freeport, Bahamas, right now, what do you hope they're watching and seeing on their televisions?
You know we represent 242. 242, man. You know how the thing go. I say, please. You know how the thing go.
And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
New year, new look. No, not you, but your home.
Decorative pillows in all colors, textures, and sizes. And if you want to make a statement, pick from over 20 different styles of our 5x8 area rugs. Get cozy in our lightweight comforters. And if you want to switch it up, we have duvet covers in a variety of colors. Decorative pillows from $23.99. Area rugs from $149. Comforters, $29.99. Duvets from $34.99.
It's all here at Island Bedding.
Be a part of another exciting hat show with fashion from past to present at the Church of God Prophecy, Coral Road, Sunday, March 26th at 6 p.m. This is a fundraising event.
The coconut got this, cocoa skin driven madness, juiciness, ice the back, this sweet like a sugar in a dripping like ice, honey, addict, all of my love me, sweet like a sugar in a watch it go ba 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 ba, 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 sweet like a sugar in a
new clear platinum flavor, flavored beers with a kick of rum, make it platinum.
On your marks, get set, go!
Grand Bahama. Get ready for the most highly anticipated track meet of the year. Island Relays Bahamas. It all begins Friday, March 17th at 4 p.m. and climaxes on Saturday, March 18th at 9 a.m. at the Grand Bahama Sports Complex, featuring 6 universities: University of Oklahoma, University of Arizona, Texas A&M University, University of the Bahamas, University of South Carolina, and Vanderbilt University. Calling all corporations to join the Corporate Challenge. Tickets are just $10 for ages 16 and over and $5 for kids. On March 17th and 18th, Island Relays Bahamas is the event you don't want to miss. Contact 439-6161 or email info@islandrelaysbahamas.com for more information. In lieu with Island Relays Bahamas, take part in all activities at Pirates Cove, March 18th. Proceeds go to the Red Cross.
Detox. Sign number 2 is bloating. Sometimes you have that bloated feeling in the gut, and you wonder why you're just holding on to this water. That could be a sign that you have a lot of waste build up, but the same thing, you have toxins build up in your body. It's time to flush them out. And sign number 3 is trouble sleeping. Sometimes the same problem, if you have waste build up and toxins, it can block your melatonin, and which is what helps your body to go to sleep. So when that occurs, a good idea to get past that. Thank you for tuning in, and remember we're located in the Raven Mall. We also have locations in Nassau. Stop in and check out any of our cleanse and detox products to help you get rid of that waste.
Athletes across the northern Bahamas inspire us with their performances on and off the field. ZNS is proud to honor these competitors with our Athlete of the Month award. We will select an athlete whose story and accomplishments represents the best in their sporting discipline. Tune in to find out who will be the Athlete of the Month.
Will an athlete be you?
Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Friend of the night is Tiffany Ballou of High Rock. We say a happy birthday to you, as well as Dr. Janice Edwards Rollins. It is also who is also celebrating a birthday today. Thank you so much for supporting us here in the North. Enjoy your birthday. And that includes the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. On behalf of the entire news team here in the North, I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Be sure to stay tuned as the Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, Rescuing Grand Bahama's Economy. Stiffer penalties for price control infractions. The BCB's shining stars. And in sports, the latest from NPBA playoffs. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now.
ZNS News is brought to you by BTC. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, switch to BTC today.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Akush Lopinder, and this is the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. Thanks for joining us. Pretty words and platitudes Grand Bahama residents have heard too many times before. What the tourism minister sought to give them today was a pretty candid update on what the government is working to achieve and a bit of what is in store. And that includes ensuring there's a favorable end to the Grand Lucaya story. After all, the government agrees that far too much money has already been invested and too many opportunities await. Be it the former administration or the current, both agree that something's got to give in the case of the Grand Lucayan Resort. The 500-plus room sprawling beachfront property has for years been languishing with the promise of being sold. After pulling the plug on the former government sale agreement to Royal Caribbean Cruise Lines and the ITM Group, months later another deal fell through after Electra America Hospitality Group expressed difficulty securing financing. And that's exactly what's key, as Grand Bahama's business community heard from Tourism Investments and Aviation Minister, the Honourable Chester Cooper, in his address to that island's Business Outlook Wednesday morning.
If we wanted to just sell the hotel, it would have been done. The closing price is important, but the buyer's capacity to complete the redevelopment of the resort into a property that is at a world-class standard is paramount. In the meantime, we remain cautiously optimistic. And I would like to point out that the resort continued to hire more than 100 Bahamians on a full and part-time basis, and occupancy and revenues continue to benefit from the increase in overall tourist arrivals to Grand Bahama Island. In fact, I'll tell you today that we're running an occupancy of almost 90%.
And while acknowledging his government remains cautiously optimistic about Grand Lucaya's prospects, it's made this conscious decision moving forward.
We will not make any further public announcements until full due diligence is completed and funding is verified and placed in escrow, and we have a definitive imminent closing. In other words, let me say this. I ain't saying nothing else until the money is in the bank.
Now, it goes without saying that one of the critical factors in getting the Grand Lucaya sold, and by extension Grand Bahama's economy jump-started, is restoring that island's international airport to world-class standards. Cooper reiterated that in this regard, evaluations have been done. Last month, an agreement was entered into with a joint venture consortium, namely UK-based Manchester Airport Group Limited, BHM Construction International, and Bahamian company Aerodome Limited, with financing to be provided by UK Export Finance. Preliminary works are to begin this quarter, with Phase 2 scheduled 2 years after the first.
Full design works are underway. Assessments, there will be a full team on the ground on March 27. Demolition of the old International Terminal Storage Building will begin before the end of this month or the first week in April. Repairs of the air traffic control towers will begin immediately, as well as staging in the repairs of the customs storage building. These works will begin and be given to Grand Bahama contractors for the benefit of residents of Grand Bahama Island.
Well, Grand Bahama's Business Outlook actually took place this morning, today rather, and not on Wednesday. In other news tonight, you've probably heard the phrase, the customer is always right. Well, truth is, it's the mission of the Consumer Protection Commission. Carla Palmer reports on some important consumer stats officials revealed today.
Since consumers file complaints against any business for any defective goods at the Consumer Protection Commission, the Commission's Senior Supervisor of Education, Research and Training, LaVar Darling, revealed at the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing Thursday that one of the most common rights of consumers that continues to be abused has resulted in the Commission instituting a refund and receipt campaign.
We realized when we analyzed our stats and we look back at our cases, we found that a common denominator was persons just wanting to exchange an item, right? For whatever reason. Ladies, you might purchase a shoe, you wear it once, the heel falls off, no fault of yours. You want to return it. They tell you you have to accept a store credit. You cannot get a refund. You say you want a cash refund. They say no. That is illegal. According to the Consumer Protection Act, it provides the conditions under which you can receive a cash refund. That is your choice. The right to choose is a basic consumer right. And anybody who tries to deprive you of that right to choose by dictating to you as a consumer that you have to accept a store credit, whereby you may want a cash refund or exchange the item, that is a violation of the Act. Store policies are not the law of the land.
According to Darling, the complaints are continuing to escalate in various areas, negatively impacting the tourism and banking sectors. Problems, he maintains, must be addressed, as tourism is the country's lifeblood.
There are certain stores on Bay Street that are targeting our tourists, particularly our cruise ship passengers, right? They would purchase an item for X amount of dollars, and they give you some free items. And when these tourists get back to their home, they find that their credit card has been charged $10,000, $15,000 for an item that really should have cost only what they agreed to purchase. That is a cause of major concern for us. We're working with the other relevant agencies to address that. Another area of concern for us is credit and debit card fees, right? That's something that comes up quite regularly, right? Because the Merchant Services Agreement for using a credit card stipulates that you're not supposed to have a minimum purchase, and you're not supposed to be charging a convenience fee to use your credit or debit card. So that is a matter of major concern for us. And how are we addressing it? We had a meeting recently with Central Bank to speak about that, and we did. And one of the things that came out of the meeting is that we're going to be looking at introducing legislation to actually enforce the Merchant Services Agreement.
The Consumer Protection Commission is also lobbying to update the 1969 Burial Ground Act, as the mortuary industry remains unregulated.
We want to strengthen our legislation, right, to be able to deal with these type of complaints. And in that regard, I'd like to say that it's unfortunate, but we've had draft amendments to our legislation in draft form. They remain in draft form from 2018. So we are appealing to the the AG and our minister to assist us in getting that legislation amended.
Darling is of the view that in some instances, merchants themselves may be unaware of consumer protection policies. And so, as a statutory body operating under the Act of 2006, he feels the overall consumer protection legislation needs an upgrade. However, in the interim, he says education is the key to sound financial literacy. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Carla Palmer.
Still on consumer affairs, take a guess of who are the biggest violators. Well, we'll take the headache out of it for you. According to Senior Price Control Inspector Theodore Curry, it's those mom and pop stores, those small, many times family-owned businesses.
They are in compliance, okay, because of the cost of doing business, and I don't want to get too much into that, but some people, their complaint is it's difficult doing business in the country. So anywhere where they can try and get around the system, they try to do that. But we try to admonish and try to tell them that, hey, the law is the law. You have to find other creative and innovative means to make extra money. If it's on the items that we control, you may have to, unfortunately, pass that cost onto something else to make up the difference. We don't like to do that, but the reality, that's what it is.
As for the product that pulls in the most complaints from consumers, it's the price of eggs. Director of the Price Control Commission, Rex Adderley, says 9 people were recently brought on to help ensure price inspectors are on each island.
We are seeking now to look at a full picture of the whole Bahamas and look at the islands that require inspectors, and those that don't have inspectors, we want to hire inspectors in those areas. We'll be looking at hiring an additional, I think it's 4 more islands that need inspectors, and we want to boost up some of the major islands with an additional one. Major islands, I mean the big islands like that's like Eleuthera and Abaco and Andros. We want to boost them up with an additional inspector. Now, the budget requirement for them, we have submitted those budget requirements for them with vehicles on that budget requirement also, because, you know, they have to travel up and down through those islands to go to different stores.
The Office of the Attorney General and Ministry of Legal Affairs is seeking to set the record straight on concerns surrounding the audit of non-profit organizations like churches. And this particularly following Bahamas Christian Council President Bishop Delton Fernandez's argument that churches should not be audited. Well, a statement this afternoon explained that the compliance unit is not conducting a financial audit. Rather, the idea is to gather information based on assigned risk ratings, and that the interviews are to collect up-to-date information on programs and structure. Furthermore, most Christian Council members would be considered low risk, according to the statement, with either a light touch compliance review or no review. Still, the information must be collected for appropriate risk classification. The compliance unit will next month host training sessions to assist not-for-profits with understanding Know Your Customer obligations and related procedures, compliance with anti-money laundering, combating the financing of terrorism, and combating proliferation financing. International standards are critical to the country's ability to transact banking and financial services globally. Well, amendments to the Procurement Act and the Public Finance Management Act on their way to the Senate after being passed in the House of Assembly last evening. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the legislation will allow for more effective management of the public procurement process and more transparent and fair governance for all. Contributing to the debate, Central and South Eleuthera MP Clay Sweeting highlighted some of the challenges Family Island residents face in procuring contracts.
For major construction projects, Family Island contractors are sometimes unaware of a contract that has been put out for tender until the work commences. Or on the other hand, the contracts are posted only a week, only on the administrator's board, a week when the deadline occurs, removing the opportunity for an interested bidder and securing all the documentation needed to submit a bid for consideration. Madam Speaker, we are fixing that.
P. Wayne Monroe referenced some of the significant differences in the legislation passed and the changes the government's seeking to make.
If you look at the act that they passed, and this should be of some distress to me, because we have in Section 3 of the Act applied this act that we proposed, this bill, to contracts that they did not include in the Act. So the Act does not touch all contracts. Notably, it does not touch employment contracts. It does not touch a whole width of contracts.
Monroe went on to express concern a chief procurement officer cannot serve more than 10 years.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Are you overpaying for low speeds with your internet provider? Stop wasting your money. Switch to BTC for the fastest internet to the most homes in the Bahamas. Get up to 300 megs fiber fast speeds, up to 3 times faster than what you get now. Plus, get 164 TV channels, all for just $42.50 a month for 12 months. That means you'll save $860 for the year. For the fastest speeds across the Bahamas and the lowest price by far, BTC is for you. Switch to the largest fiber network in the Bahamas.
Original or hot and spicy?
I'm cooked the hard way. No corners cut to live life the fried way. 11 herbs and spices, that's all I can say.
If you wanna take a bite, I'm just a little tanky, but a whole lot of spicy. Yeah, I'm the chick with the drink that call me hot and spicy.
There's no winning flavor. They're all finger-licking good.
Bahamas Liquidation and Auction Center is the place to be. Here, you can find a selection to shop from groceries, appliances, furniture, home decor, and so much more. From brands like Target, Wayfair, Walmart, Best Buy, and Amazon, just to name a few. Call us today at 698-0123 or WhatsApp us at 557-2522. And like us on Facebook. Here are the deals for the week. Liquidation and Auction Center, where you say hello to goodbyes.
Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lucaya. Pamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-8195.
This segment of the news is brought to you by RBC. Discover mortgage ideas shaped around you. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story to start your story today.
More migrants land in the hands of law enforcement officials as United States Coast Guard cutters Charles Sexton and James Cruz transferred 32 Cubans to the Bahamas and repatriated another 27 on Wednesday. An air station team notified Coast Guard District 7 watchstanders of a migrant vessel on fire around noon last Thursday, less than a mile off the Quezal Bank. While the air team dropped food, water, and a radio to the migrants on the vessel, they all made it safely to shore. The U.S. Coast Guard website reports that Bahamian authorities requested Coast Guard assistance in rescuing the people off the key. In news from the crime beat this evening, 2 armed robbers are on the loose. A man was outside his Faith Avenue home around 9 last night when 2 gunmen in dark clothing and gloves showed up and demanded the keys to the victim's 2007 silver Honda Stream. They also took his wallet, cell phone, and a permit. The culprits were last seen in the area of Ballot Road. Anyone with information on the incidents urged to contact authorities at the Criminal Investigation Department at 502-9991, 919-911, or your nearest police station. Detectives on the hunt, meantime, for 26-year-old Philip Boodle for attempted murder. The Ida Street resident stands between 5'4" and 5'9" tall, with slim build and dark brown complexion. Detectives are also looking for an alleged fraudster. An all-points bulletin was issued today for Gershano Miller of number 16 Pastel Gardens. While his age and residence are unknown, Miller is said to stand between 5 feet 8 inches and 6 feet tall with a slim build and medium brown complexion. If you have any information on where Philip Boodle or Gershano Miller may be, please call the Criminal Investigation Department or simply 911 or your nearest police station. Another firearm and ammunition seized. Acting on a tip, drug enforcement officers along with a K-9 unit searched an abandoned building on White's Lane off Mackey Street and found a black high-powered weapon along with 2 magazines containing 17 live rounds of ammunition. No arrest was made in connection with the incident. Investigations continue. Bloomberg News Online's reporting that the operator of the world's 5th largest stablecoin has moved $1 billion in reserves to Capital Union Bank based here in Nassau. This as digital asset firms continue to seek alternative homes following the collapse of several U.S. crypto-friendly lenders. Archblock, which oversees the roughly $2 billion in reserves backing its True USD stablecoin, now holds more than $1.4 billion of those funds with Capital Union Bank. Archblock started moving funds after New York-based Signature Bank, formerly its largest banking partner, was suddenly shut down by U.S. regulators. Well, local government recognizing women who are making a difference in that arena. The honorees treated to lunch and presented special awards marking their achievements. Fern Carey tells us more.
Women who are standouts in local government and Family Island administration honored for their contributions and achievements at a special appreciation luncheon on Wednesday. The event was part of activities highlighting the importance of local government in the country, and it comes as celebrations unfold for Local Government Month this March. Family Island Administrator Christian Palacios indicated that women have always played a pivotal role in the success of local government from behind the scenes and in the forefront in leadership positions.
However, it was not until the early 1990s that the first female elevated to hold a leadership position as our first female commissioner, which is now Family Island Administrator. This year makes 28 years since the implementation of a democratic form of local government in the Family Islands.
Bahamas High Commissioner to CARICOM, Her Excellency Leslie Miller Price, lauded the women for their selfless service.
A lot of times when we advocate for equity and equality, it translates as if women want to do it all. What it truly means is that we want to do it also. What we need men and women to equally meet at the decision-making table, at every level of leadership, ensuring balanced representation, but also balanced perspective. We must move our country forward together.
20 of the women being honored served in the recovery effort post-Hurricane Dorian and for their work were given the Resilient Award. Family Island Administrator and the second officer in charge of local government, Therese Boodle-Lang, who was also among the 20 being honored, provided more insight on their work following that major storm.
The women that you see here today walk through rubbles, lived and served in partially collapsed buildings, lacked running water and modern comforts such as electricity and cooking stoves. For months, the scorching sun patched their skin, and the untreated water caused many skin issues. For those that serve sacrificially, we will tell you the propulsion was from within. The acceptance of not only a national mandate, but there was a greater divine mandate in realizing the work was being done for neighbors. There is no greater call than to help those in need.
The Pioneering Award was also given to Justice Hope Strawn, the first female minister with responsibility for local government, posthumously to the late Gloria Bain, who was the first female commissioner and Family Island administrator, Camille Johnson, the first female permanent secretary and the Ministry of Agriculture, Fisheries and Local Government, Brenda Colbrook, the first female director, and Teresa Antoinette Cartwright, the first female chief counselor in the Long Island District. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Fern Carey.
Well, now time for the weekly poll question, and this week we're asking, should the age of consent be raised to the voting age, and that's 18 years old, yes or no? To participate, simply log on to our website, www.znesbahamas.com, as well as any of our social media platforms to answer. The poll's final results will be aired on Friday, and as always, thanks for participating. The National Report returns in a moment.
Everybody's idea of home is different, so every mortgage should be unique, shaped around you, flexible to move and change as you do. RBC will come to you to get you started and stay by your side to help guide you every step of the way. Visit rbc.com/Caribbean/home story and start your story today.
Follow us on Instagram and Facebook at RBC Caribbean.
During the district superintendent's workshop at Breezes Resort, Bahamas on Wednesday, February 8th, 2023, we spoke with Mrs. Dominique McCartney Russell, Acting Director of the Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training, and this is what she had to say about the essential role of district superintendents.
Well, first and foremost, we've always heard it. John Maxwell says it very well, and it is so true that everything rises and falls on leadership. We need quality leadership in our district in order to ensure that what we send down in terms of the policies of the Ministry of Education, that those are adhered to. And so we want to ensure that our district superintendents, who already are very skilled people, are able to build their professional capacity so that they're able to navigate, they're able to negotiate, they're able to provide the influence so that our principals, our other administrators, our teachers and support staff, they all adhere to our one goal, and that is student achievement.
Tertiary education opportunities, and they may contribute to unemployment, increased unemployment, and this is a significant concern, particularly because graduation is the criteria. It is the prerequisite for entry-level positions in the labor market. And that it has to be important to us as leaders, because if our children can't self-actualize, it means that they're going to contribute, like I said, to the crime statistics.
Thank you for joining us. For Red Talk, I am Lisa Ballard.
Things are growing well down here at the H.O. Nash Farm. On this episode of Good to Grow, we'll give you a full tour of what's happening down at the school.
Keeping you in the know. Keeping
you in the know. God, if it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow. If it's good enough to eat, then it's good to grow.
The hard work of the agricultural department at the H.O. Nash Junior High School is surely paying off, with the school's farm now becoming a model for other schools to follow.
The Ministry of Education has tried to ensure that agricultural program is in all schools. To the level that it is in the other schools, I know that it's not at this level, and that's because we have committed teachers who are willing to give the students that experience of having the exposure to agriculture as it is outside of school.
Recently, Assistant Director General of the Food and Agricultural Organization toured the farm as he visited from Latin America. Head of Department Shomikan Cargill says the road has not been easy.
Mixed crops and livestock. So we have sheep and goat, small ruminants, and we also have large animals. We have a few cows, as well as we're getting back into layer production, and we do mixed crops. It's a lot of work here at the school, and we share space. So with the PE department, so we just kind of balance, just not trying to annoy anyone with letting animals out and things like that. But for the most part, the school is very supportive, and the neighbors are supportive as well, because we're in the community, so we have to try and be mindful of them.
Here are just a few of the hard-working farmers who make everything grow to perfection.
Feed the cows, feed the chickens, and clean the pens. We just deal with the plants to fertilize and water them.
Do you like the program?
Yeah. It's a really fun program. Easy to do too. Anyone could come and do this.
We have cows, dogs, rabbits, and baby goats. Goats were just born and so.
Tell me what your favorite part about your farm is.
And plants. I plant.
Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Georgia Bain.
You can find it all at Builders Mall. From cement, lumber, block, plumbing, and electrical, to paint, lights, vanities, and tiles. Not to mention all the tools you could possibly need to get the job done. Say if you're starting a major project, adding the finishing touches, or just doing some repair or rental work around the house. FYP, the Paint Center, and Tile King can help. Stop by or call 601-8453. Located 69 Wolf Road, Nassau. You can find it all at Builders Mall. Building, painting, and tiling, the Bahamas.
Solomon's, we're all about family. We believe in quality brands and giving you what you need and more for every occasion. Our store is filled with items for the entire family, celebrating everyday living for you and those you love. Shopping is now more rewarding than ever with My Solomon Smart Rewards. Shop Solomon's because family matters.
The Ministry of Social Services and Urban Development's Department of Gender and Family Affairs has teamed up with the University of the Bahamas to host a discussion on the proposed amendment to the Sexual Offences Act. Our LaDawn Davis joins us live with the details.
Because the discussions on the proposed Sexual Offences Act is not underway just yet here at the Harry Seymour Library at the University of the Bahamas, but I'm being told by officials that dozens of participants are expected to jam-pack, or should I say pack, this particular library, hoping to get some information on the proposed Sexual Offences Act. Now I'm joined by a representative for the Gender Affairs Division, the male desk, Mr. Chadwick James. Mr. James, talk to us a little bit about what we can expect from the discussions here this evening.
Well, we can expect a whole lot. This is very exciting. We had earlier today the students from UB. They did an excellent job. I could rest assured and tell the Bahamas that our students are awesome. The university has produced some speakers, and they shared a little about the marital rape, and they were perfect. So I can imagine the more seasoned folk tonight, they will be speaking. They will be from the clergy. It will be from the gender affairs. It will be those ones who from the law. They're putting together good stuff. This is going to be excellent, Dr. Oriaki and Ms. Simonet. Please, I think we're going to have a grand time today.
What are some of the concerns that the gender division has been able to, receive from the Bahamian public on this particular act, or about this particular act?
Well, how we're looking now is to try to the gender and family affairs of the social services. We're trying to make sure everything is correct. I'm a part of the males desk. I'm now the male coordinator. And being the male coordinator, it started out as a bureau for the women. And everybody was getting excited that women are getting this, women are getting that, equality for women and all of this other stuff. And now we have a men's desk. So the men are getting ready to do some dynamic stuff to speak to the nation. And to top it off, we have brought, for the most part, most of the males organizations, males initiative under one umbrella. And we've placed an awesome acronym. It's called FLIRT. FLIRT, because men like to flirt. So we fixed that up, and it's now FLIRT, Fathers Learning, Instructing, Realigning Teens. So that's what the men are now doing. But the males desk is trying to get I'm even teaching the men what is equality. And not just to say who is right or who is wrong, but everybody is equal in their own rights. And now we're dealing with the marital rape. I don't want to get myself in trouble because there are a whole lot of lawyers going to be in the place, and the law says this, the law says that. So I'm going to step back from that because I speak too many capacities, and I don't want to get myself in trouble. But you can expect excitement tonight.
And I don't want to get myself into trouble either. So Makushla, back to you in studio.
Well, I'm sure that'll be an interesting discussion there, LaDawn. A day of celebration here at ZNES, meantime, as several hard-working employees were recognized for their stellar service during a staff awards recognition ceremony. Lloyd Allen fills us in.
On Thursday, employees of the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas were all smiles as they took part in the annual award ceremony, with the culminating award going to the 2022 Employee of the Year.
I know that this was going to be the easiest invitation for a meeting in this room.
Leading off the event was Acting General Manager Andrew Burrows, who announced plans to air the state-recognized funeral of former ZNS personality and journalist, the late Ed Bethel. Recognizing the growth over the years at the corporation, Burrows officially welcomed attendees, reflecting the ZNS family of the past and present.
I want to welcome to what we hope will be a continuing annual event, our staff recognition ceremony. This is a little different from what we would have done in the past. We had one last year, but this is expanded to include additional recognitions for people who may not have qualified to be Employee of the Quarter or Employee of the Year, but certainly are out there doing their best for the success of the corporation. So we will recognize those people as well.
Also, Chairman Picewell Forbes reaffirming his commitment to excellence and notes that, as it's always been at ZNS, teamwork makes the dream work.
To those who don't get that award today, be comforted. Like whenever I got some blows, especially in the political arena, Mr. Christie used to walk up there and say, "My boy, 7 times down, 8 times up." But it is not that bad. To all of you, everyone is a winner. All of you are winners. Give yourselves a resounding round of applause. I want all of you today, like Julian would always do, Brother Jervis works hard, and I'm glad to see LaDawn in the back of the room smiling, to continue to put your shoulders to the wheel.
And a number of awards issued to staffers, including the Rising Star Award issued to Davina Johnson, Leticia Roll, and Thaddeus Cornish. The Shining Star Award also going to a host of employees, including career cameraman and mentor Roscoe Gibson. Now, a highlight, staffers were also celebrated for wearing fascinators as a homage to the cufflink crew of ZNS of yesteryear. But the most significant award of the day went to IT specialist Jason Saunders, receiving among colleagues and friends Employee of the Year 2022. Saunders says hard work is his daily commitment and remains thankful for the recognition.
Hard work means putting your best foot forward and giving it your all. And with this award, I would say that it really paid off.
And as Saunders shared, hard work definitely pays off here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Well, thanks, Lloyd. As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
With the help of our authorized financial institutions, or AFIs, using sand dollars is as easy as 1, 2, 3.
Step 1. Identify your preferred AFI by browsing their websites or contacting them directly. Step 2. Download the free mobile application from Google Play or the Apple Store and then register for a sand dollar account. Step 3. Load money onto your mobile app and begin sending and receiving sand dollars or purchasing and selling goods and services.
We are pleased to be
your central bank approved
digital wallet providers. It does not matter
which of us you choose.
You can pay for goods and services
wherever sand dollar is accepted.
We are all in this together.
Visit sanddollar.bs for more information.
Searching for insurance for your beloved senior citizen? Star General offers the Silver Medical Plan for which you can apply up to age 85. The network includes the finest hospitals and healthcare centers worldwide. Insurance is provided through an AM Best A-rated insurer with reinsurance support through Lloyd's of London. Other features include no medical tests required, 4 deductibles, and $2 million lifetime benefits. Visit or call Star General Health and Life Insurance today.
It's working. This is super cool. Are you gonna help me clean up your toys?
delivery.
Be right there.
Hello?
Am I gonna get it or are you gonna get it? I'll get it. I'll get it. Hey, thank you. Come on.
Hey, can I help you? Hey.
No, sorry, I'm not home. I'm coming.
Drugs confiscated, cash seized, and suspects arrested in two separate Bimini busts Wednesday. The first early that morning around 7. Intelligence-led officers searched a home in Porgy Bay, Bimini, and found suspected marijuana and cocaine along with $16,000. Two men, a 53-year-old and a 41-year-old, were arrested. Later that day, a similar chain of events at another home. There, officers searched a 35-year-old man as well as his vehicle. They discovered $500 worth of suspected marijuana on both the suspect and inside the vehicle. That man was also arrested. Well, it's now time for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. We have just a few clouds floating around this evening. Temperature at 73 degrees. The relative humidity quite dry at 51%. The winds are out of the east at 16 miles per hour. Your barometric pressure 1,021.1 millibars. That is 30.15 inches, and the pressure is rising. Temperatures around the Family Islands this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 71 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, Green Toll Key, and Marsh Abaco, the Berry Islands, 72. Allenstown, Bimini, 75 degrees, 71 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 73. Black Point, Exuma, and Kemp Space on Andros at 74. Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 73 degrees. 73 is also in Allenstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key. Georgetown, Exuma, 74. 75 degrees in Ragged Island, Clarence Town, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Matthew Tiny Nug was 77, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 75 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Tile King, and the Paint Setter. For all areas tonight through tomorrow, your wind's going to be east to southeast at 15 to 20 knots. Wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean. So caution flags are in place for boaters throughout the 700 islands tonight through tomorrow. Low tide, that will occur at 9:57 this evening, with another low tide at 11:07 tomorrow morning. Now, on Saturday in the northwestern parts of our country, the winds become southerly at 15 to 20 knots. Wave height still at 4 to 7 feet, meaning that caution flag stays in place. High tide takes place at 5:36 in the morning, and your low tide will occur at 12:06 in the afternoon on Saturday. In the central and southeastern islands, Saturday winds southeast at 15 to 20 knots, and the wave heights 4 to 7 feet over the ocean, with caution flags also holding for the central and southeastern Bahamas. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Stop the world. I want to get off. Stop the world and let me off. Tired of going round and round.
It's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned. Your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
The most important thing in life is family. And whenever you need reliable advice, you look to the people you know you can trust. At J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, we earn our clients' trust every day. Whether it's home, motor, travel, or commercial insurance, we've got you covered. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Link up with BTC and call it one and done. Link up with BTC and call it one and done.
A part of our reorganization strategy at this organization is ensuring that we're promoting our one BTC culture. And we are committed more than ever before to ensuring that we meet our quarterly goals. And so far, for the first 3 months of the year, we've done just that. And the plan is to ensure that we do it all year long.
First of all, the importance of coming together for our one BTC culture can't be overstated. So it's always great to connect with comrades, and for us at this moment, We have some key objectives for the year that we want to hit. So the purpose of today was come together, have a clear vision as to where we're going and what the objectives are for the year.
Yeah, and every day we try to figure out what is our next point of improvement for our team members. To have, customers call every single day with, their issues. We want to make certain that there's a happy employee on the end of that phone. We want to make sure that there's a happy employee that's going out to do the technical work. And so we ourselves as a leadership team are really investigating and digging deeper to figure out what more can we do. So, we've implemented Zest Wellness, we've implemented a walking group, we've implemented, Kombe, an exercise group, just to give our employees a holistic opportunity to develop themselves. You saw one of the things that I did today was push vacation. We have a real generous vacation plan for all employees. And so we want to make certain that as we want them to work hard, we want them to play hard as well.
Our BTC annual kickoff was just the start of things to come, and there's a lot more headed your way all this year. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pyfrom. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
Hey, it's your honorary pump attendant here to educate you on the do's and don'ts at the service station. Here's what you don't do. Do not pull up from the pump without first checking that the nozzle has been removed from your car. Because if you pop this, that's about $600,000 to $30,000 to replace. These things ain't cheap. What you want to do is make sure that the nozzle has been removed, or just wait for the universal sign, which is the double tap.
On March 31st, Phil Stubbs at the Farm. Tickets on sale now. $50 general admission, $75 VIP, $150 for the Skybox party. For Skybox rates, call 525-4180. Get your tickets online at BahamasEtickets.com. The Beauty Shack, Proud Mary, or any Flying Dutchman location. Joining Phil on stage, Veronica Bishop, Ancient Man, Mr. Anderson, Phil Stubbs, live in concert, Friday, March 31st at the Farm, Marshall Road.
Coming this March 12th through 19th, the Church of God of Prophecy Bahamas will host its 97th biennial national convention under the theme, Go Ye Therefore Reconciling the World to Christ. Come hear anointed singing. There will be times of singing old hymns of faith. Come hear music with spirit by the world-famous Bahama Brass Band and Junior Band. Hear anointed preaching by various international and national leaders of the Church of God of Prophecy. On Monday night, the Church of God of Prophecy's National Bishop, Dr. Franklin M. Ferguson, will deliver his annual address. On Sunday, March 19, there will be a convention parade. The streets will be lit up with the sound of music with spirit from the Church of God of Prophecy various bands. This will be a grand celebration you do not want to miss. Also, there will be a live radio and television broadcast. The Rhema word will be delivered by the presiding bishop, Bishop Dr. Timothy Coulter of the United States of America. For more details and convention highlights, check out the Church of God of Prophecy Bahamas Facebook page. The windows of heaven will be open and blessings will pour down this March 12th through 19 at the Church of God of Prophecy 97th Biennial National Convention.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports, everybody. The Province Basketball Association's best of 3 first-round playoffs continuing last night at the AF Adderley Gym. Up first in Division 2, the Rebels brought out the brooms against the RC Liquor Eagles. Rebels winning Game 2 73-66 to move on to the next round. In Division 1, it was Game 1 between the UB Mingos and the Carroll Contractor Shockers. Mingos jumped out to a 34-26 halftime lead, but that advantage was cut to 2 at the end of the third quarter. Mingos' struggles continued in the fourth, giving up a 13-1 run to go down by 10, but UB didn't fold. They went on a 20-10 run of their own to force overtime at 62-all. The extra session was back and forth, but down the stretch, the Mingos just wouldn't have enough left in the tank as the Shockers win for the third time as many meetings this season with the Mingos. UB in a 1-0 hole following a 72-68 setback.
Very winnable game for us. The guys played their hearts out. We had the stops, so we couldn't get the buckets, right? This team fights. This team fights, but I think fatigue set in, of course, and when fatigue happens, your mind goes and your leg goes, right? But we fought well, came back, tied the game up, had a great opportunity to win the game at the end with 1.3 seconds left, missed a shot, and those things happen. With a young team, you just got to put them in the right position to see if they can make plays.
On to the pro hardwood now. Zane Knowles back on court last night for Cheska in Bulgaria. The Bahamian big man tallying a double-double, 12 points and 13 rebounds in an 81-71 win over Balkan. On the NBA hardwood tonight, Buddy Hield and the Indiana Pacers on the road against the team with the best record in the NBA, the Milwaukee Bucks. As for DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns, they're home for a matchup with the Orlando Magic. A big-time performance in the pool from one of our collegiate swimmers. For more on that, here's Amajal Knowles.
It was certainly a historic weekend for Bahamian swimmer Lamar Taylor as he accomplished something in the pool that no other Bahamian before him had done. The Anderson State Junior won 3 individual national titles at the 2023 NCAA Men's and Women's Division II Swimming and Diving Championships, taking the men's 50-yard free as well as the 100 free and the 100-yard backstroke.
To be named the best inside your division is unbelievable. To work hard all year and put so much blood, sweat, and tears into it and have it finally pay off and be named the best in your division, it's amazing.
The accolades only being made more sweet by the fact that this season was one of redemption.
I was ranked pretty high, and all I had to do was just drop a few milliseconds to make a final, and I went there pretty confident, just going through the motion, and came out and didn't even make it back with any individual All-American titles. So that feeling, just going into this season, I was just like, I'm not going to let that happen again.
And representing his country is of the utmost importance.
It feels amazing to be able to say I'm from the Bahamas and represent the 242 nation. Love the Bahamas with all my heart. Love going back home and seeing all my family and friends, and just being able to go off to school and represent them just means the whole world to me.
Not resting on his laurels, Lamar says he has several major goals to accomplish in his senior season.
I would hope for NCAA records. I'm not that far off. I feel like I have a pretty good shot next year once I put my mind into it and put everything into God and trust him and trust the process. I feel like it's very achievable.
Taylor adding that he's going to take a much-needed break before he ramps up his training for events later this year. For Zenith Total Sports, I'm Amajal Knowles.
Sydney Clark and the UAB Blazers women's tennis team on court the past 2 days. On Tuesday, the Blazers fell to Charleston Southern. Clark teaming with Maggie White for a 7-6 win at number 1 doubles. Clark not as fortunate at number 3 singles, going down in 3 sets. Yesterday, the Blazers would fall to the College of Charleston. Clark and White lost 7-6 in doubles. In singles, Clark also losing another tough 3-setter. The Bahamian spoke about how it's been going so far this season.
It's been very challenging. We've played a lot of good teams. Right now, our record, we're 7 wins, 6 losses. But I feel as though the matches that we've played have been helping each and every one of us individually as we improve our game, heading towards conference home games. It's been very, very fun, especially with the crowd and the student body coming out to cheer us on. Really and truly, it's just us going out there on that day together and battling it out. Our doubles has improved tremendously since my freshman year. We've won a lot more doubles points. My partner and I, Maggie White, we've beat 2 out of 3 SEC teams that we played in our schedule, so that was a great accomplishment for us. We beat University of Alabama, and we beat Mississippi State.
Still talking college tennis, Dante and Brister and Hampton with double duty this week as well. On Tuesday, they fell to St. Joseph's. Brister teaming with Emiliano Hoquera for a 6-3 win at number 3 doubles. At number 2 singles, and Brister falling in 3 sets. Yesterday, Hampton rebounding with a win over Queen's University of Charlotte. And Brister winning a 3-setter this time in the number 1 singles spot. And Brister and Hoquera picking up a win as well in doubles. On to the college baseball season now. Byron Murray and Lynn University playing 3 games in 3 days. On Monday, Lynn lost in what was more of a football score, 27-25 to Adelphi. Murray 2 for 4, a home run and 2 runs scored. On Tuesday, Lynn winning a close one over New Haven, 5-4. Murray was 1 for 3. Yesterday, Lynn on the wrong side of a 10-4 scoreline against American International. Murray with another home run, going 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored. Plans underway with the 67th Cat Island Regatta slated for the Emancipation Holiday weekend. This year, the committee honoring Area MP Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis.
We are happy to be honoring him this year, and this year will be magnificent. We will be featuring some 24 sailing sloops in Cat Island that range from A class, B class, C class, and E class. And the E-class will be specifically for our youth.
Because of the COVID and Dorian, we are slowly getting back into finding our sea legs again. Last year, we sort of crept. We had just about under a dozen boats. We can have at least 2 cup races in every class, and the Class C is going to be one of our premier sailing events. We're going to feature that. And we're going to offer a special Prime Minister's Cup. Cat Island is also going to be represented in the Class C. We have a boat by the name of Catch the Cat. And Catch the Cat, they tell me in Cat Island they're ready to beat all comers.
That's a look at sports. Check on weather up next.
This is ZNS Total Sports. Bahamians are rediscovering Grand Bahama through immersive staycation experiences at Lighthouse Point Grand Lucaya. Pamper yourself at our Senses Spa or savor exotic cocktails by the sea. Unwind and enjoy serenity, 18 holes of golf, fine dining, romance, business conventions and meetings, grand outdoor events. For Bahamas resident rates at Lighthouse Point, call 242-373-1333 or WhatsApp message 827-8195.
Shopping online isn't new to the market, but gaining access to affordable healthcare products at the click of a button is the greatest customer experience. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies Limited gives access to a complete customer journey, from shopping in our retail store on 9th Terrace, Centerville, to shopping online at your convenience from work or from the comfort of your home. Offering delivery and pickup options. Remember, if it's healthcare, it's here. Shop online today.
March into your favorite Super Value and Quality Supermarkets location for great specials like Country Barn Mayonnaise, 30 ounce, $3.75. Amerlander Milk, assorted 1 liter, $2.49. Hillendale Eggs, extra large, 1 dozen, $4.29. Jamestown Bacon, 16 ounce, $4.99. Fresh ground beef, $4.99 per pound. Donate your change to help feed Humane Society animals at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, that old frontal boundary now exiting the southeast. Bahamas leaving behind high pressure in control of our weather, so the winds will remain brisk right into to Saturday. And then come Sunday, we have a secondary frontal system that will push through the northwest Bahamas. It will stall over the area through Monday, so we'll see an increase in clouds and rain showers taking place on Sunday and Monday in the northwestern parts of our country, and that will be followed by a nice cool down. Tonight, we're looking at breezy this evening, otherwise mainly clear skies developing with a low temperature of 64 degrees, pretty chilly tonight. And then tomorrow, breezy and pleasant with intervals of clouds and sunshine, high temperature around 79 degrees. And your extended weather forecast for the next 7 days, we're going to have lots of sunshine right into Saturday. But come Sunday, that frontal system comes in. We have the clouds thickening, showers and thunderstorms developing on Sunday. And that cloud deck will linger into Monday, and then we'll see temperatures fall into the 60s as we head into the middle part of next week. Kishla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. Thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. From all of us here at ZNS, thank you for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.